welcome you to Makarios luxury properties. Just watch this video as we are newly launched by Pastor Matthew.
33 hectares, 8,000 square meters of just the mall alone. A good friend and brother who's here today will say that is small for a mall. Mr. Ashimolowo is here. He's the past CEO of UPDC. Most of you who know real estate. Please let us celebrate Mr. Ashimolowo. But 8,000 is 2 acres of a mall that will just be at the back here. And then we have 1,000 square meters of office space. When you go out of this hall, the other side is still part of the commercial. We'll show you later how Makarios is divided essentially into 2 sections, commercial and residential. And if you don't live in Makarios and they didn't invite you, you cannot enter the residential. It's going to be like a fortress. Then we have 2,250 event hall, so that if you came to Makarios to wed, you can use the water place for your background, the event hall for your reception, or the children's park, which you will see later. The next slide. Here, Makarios shows you that we're going to be having an estate. I mean, most of the time, the people who are HNIs, high net worth investors, want a place which they can live and they didn't have to hustle, and they have rest, they have peace of mind. So Makarios will be a place where you have peace of mind because we have parks. And I was showing some people outside. Our layout approval was pursued by a one-time commissioner for physical planning, the one who handled it for us, and the one-time president of Nigerian Institute of Town Planners. So even where we wanted to compromise, he would say no way. So we have 1.5 acres of football field, basketball, any other kind of sport you want to do. Then another 0.5 acre again. I'm just wondering who that but we have so many parks in Makarios where it just means you're able to go sit down in the park and play in the park. Next slide. Makarios, like I told you, has a commercial section and a residential section. The commercial section has a major mall, which is 8,000 square meters, and we are likely to just sell the space to the people who build the mall, or we might build it ourselves and then look for a major carrier, a major business that will now attract the others. But certainly Makarios to be a place where you can come and shop and you can also dine. You see, enter your house. Unless you are coming to the residential, you will also drive through the back to the residential, but to the commercial, but you cannot go through the residential. We want to give the residential people first-class treatment. I think they deserve it. Put your hands together for our residents even before they come. Next slide. Makarios, why? Why this area? Firstly, it is expected that the level of industrialization in this area is going to be on a level like you have never seen. The largest deep sea seaport in this part of the world, the largest refinery outside of some parts of Europe, likely to kick off this year. We pray it happens so that all this QQQ will come to an end. It is an anachronism, an oxymoron, to be the producer of a product and yet you don't have the product. So this area of Lagos is going to become highly industrialized, which means a large number of people from around the world will come and live on this end. I remember when we were engaging the Egyptian gentleman who is now our consultant COO. He said, I see this area explode because the day is going to come when people who live in Lekki Phase 1 who come and work here will not want to do that journey anymore. They would like to live on this side. Why this area? Because it is referred to as the new Lagos, and we call Makarios the new Ikoyi. Come on, put your hands together for that. This is the 33 hectares, 83.7 acres. This is Lekki Expressway. You drove in through the front, but in the future it will not be so. The green you are looking at in front is our water display place. And just beside it to the west, no, to the east, is the park for children. It's going to be a water park. It's just behind me here. It's going to be a water park with train driving inside. Come on, put your hands together and celebrate that. We're not imagining it. We're already in discussion with the company that will build it from South Africa. They currently are handling a project in the United States of America. And once they finish, next one will be Makarios. We also want to be very wise. We want one part to be presented, and while we're enjoying that, we open the next. Behind the water is the mall. Behind the mall is the office. And just behind all of them to the east is a car park of about 3 acres for everyone in the business district. One massive car park, whether you came to the water display place, you came to the restaurant in the mall, or you came to the office, one massive car park to handle everyone who comes, that is able to park between 2,000 and 3,000 cars. To the next slide. This is the layout of the residentials. The one to the right are the terrace houses. There are 192 of the terrace houses, and there are 18 of the detached houses. I'll move to the next slide. Next slide. This is the terrace houses. We call it in Greek antizo. Antizo means to begin to flourish and begin to grow great. You may say this man likes Greek a lot. Part of the reason is we wanted to be different. We wanted to be unique. We wanted something you could identify with, something also that has its mystique. It's mystique. So the terrace houses, the antizo, is made up of 4 bedrooms, a staff apartment, space for your parking. There are 192 of them. And like I said earlier, we have engaged one of the companies in land, Dutum. I think they have a small stand out there. And they've already started building. Dutum is building the terrace houses, and they're also building our promenade. The promenade where you will stand to watch the water display, which will be in front. Next slide, please. This is the layout of the antizo, the terraced houses. So you're able to park your car on the ground floor. You have a guest room, your kitchen, and the staff room. Next one, next slide. And in the next floor, you have your living room, your dining, your service quarters. That is your staff. Next slide. And on the last floor, you have the master bedroom, a walk-in closet, and you have a terrace to look out from. More bedrooms that are en suite and a lobby. I'd like to go to the next slide. The next slide shows you the quality we want to build in Makarios. We want to build a house which people will feel that they are proud to live in Nigeria and to work if they work in this area. So this is Antizo. This is the terrace houses. Next slide. This is one of my favorites. I keep wondering, maybe I'm going to even leave a word of them, or just buy my plots from Makarios and build. But if I have to live in Makarios, this might be one of the ones I live in. The Deliazo, which means to dazzle, to make a person enthralled, to put a person under, to make a person awestruck. I was reading my Bible this morning, And it says in Luke chapter 5, I think verse 9 or 10 in the New Living Translation, and Peter was awestruck as he looked at Jesus. We want you to live in Deliazo, and you and your guests are awestruck. Because Deliazo has 6 bedrooms, 6 reception. It has a cinema for you, so you don't have to go. You can show it in your house. If Makarios is exposed by way of borrowing, it will be that we borrow to do the roads. Because when we finish and you go out now, you'll find that Makarios has 27 roads all ready. When this event finishes, the 3 major roads will be tarred, and the 23 smaller ones or 24 smaller ones, their paving stones are ready. Ready. We have engineer Femi Fala, whose company is the road contractors. Please stand up so we can appreciate you. Put your hands together for him. I feel that we have people who can do good job and we can engage them. Femi Fala, you are the ones who also did the road they need to know. One more time, put your hands together for him. So we have at the moment, within the approved layout, 230 plots, all in blocks. The whole of Makarios is made up of 17 blocks, and we're only selling in 2 blocks at the moment, only 50 plots. When we finish selling the 50 plots, we'll take a break. And when we come back in 3 months' time, the price will not be the same as what it was. So Makarios plots will have electricity, cables already put in, the water will already be there, the drainage system will be central, so that whatever you did in your bathroom, number 1 or number 2, is going centrally to a central sewage system. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the CEO of Comment Engineering, who are building all our mechanical, electrical, plumbing, other letters I did not remember. Engineer Adeyemo, put your hands together, please. Engineer Adeyemo has handled several estates you may not even know. Pinnock Beach Estates. Wow. That's why I got impressed with their work, because that's where I have a little house, and anytime it rains, no matter how it rains in Lagos, you never see water for 30 seconds. And also I must also acknowledge Mr. Ashimolowo on that one, because he was committed to see that that estate stood out. So everybody's boasting about, please celebrate Ashimolowo one more time, former UPDC CEO. So that is what we want to do in Makarios. Each plot, as you come in, you plug into electricity, you plug into water, you plug into the sewage system. You may not know the hassle it takes away from you. So when people hear of some cheap plot somewhere, they do not know the consequences of buying those plots that will have a layout approval or have all those amenities in place. Next. And so we come, okay, I've practically presented the commercial section. I'll talk a little bit more about it, and then we'll take the questions. So we have the mall, then we have the hotel. While I was out there, somebody asked a question, which I think we will take on board. Can this hotel be a place where you don't only rent a room, you can even rent an apartment? And even if you don't rent an apartment, maybe buy the apartment and rent it out as Airbnb. We look at it, I like it, because I've stayed in a hotel like that in Johannesburg called Michelangelo. I'm sure some of these people who travel a lot will remember the Michelangelo. Some of the play rooms in Michelangelo are sold apartments. So the hotel collects rent at this place. We'll be able to have His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, who I believe Somebody's going to win. I don't want to talk like for one party, because you have all kinds of people in this crowd today. Some people are obedient, some people are disobedient. Whatever you are, God bless you. I know what I am inside me. When I went to seminary 51 years ago, my generation was taught not to ever allow our political stand to be known. Unfortunately today, you find men of the cloth quickly taking sides. I do not think it is wise. Because if it goes contrary to where you took your side, what do you think will happen in a nation where democracy is not practiced finely? Somebody is likely to punish you for being on the wrong side. So I'm standing alone. I am neutral in this matter. Thank you very much for coming today. Thank you for enduring the traffic and our air condition that is taking time to blow. Thank you for being with us. May God bless you richly. Any questions?
So if you love what you earn from this video, kindly go all over your